Hello viewers, today for repair we have a Honeywell air filter. This is the model number HHT-080. Unfortunately it was made in China. This is my grandmother's air filter, and she said that the switch is not working anymore. So let's see what we have here. Go ahead and plug this thing in. See what our power rating is supposed to be. It's supposed to be 1.5 amps. And then high we get 1.34, so that's working. Medium 0.74 and low is 0.46. So I mean, it seems to me like it's working. Okay, maybe the switch is a little flaky. I can get it to stall on high. Huh. I mean, this isn't anywhere nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. She made it out like it didn't work at all. Alright, so it's definitely a little flaky. Let's see what we can do here. Looks like the filters were recently changed. Okay, we'll set those aside. Those are all in good working order. And let's see what we got to do to get inside this machine. Is that really how this is powered? It looks like there's a giant C-frame shaded pole motor in there. If that's the case, that's comical. Alright, so looks like we've got a whole bunch of screws that we're going to have to undo to take the back off. We've got to get into the top, you know, up here where the switch is. So let's see what we got to do here. A lot of unscrewing, I think. Something's not quite right about these two bolts up at the top and at the bottom. I think they may be some kind of a security bit. Oh yeah, they are. They're a stinking security bit. What a joke. Well, that's not going to keep me out of it. Got all the security bits that Honeywell likes to play with. The only difficulty is that they're so far down. I don't know how I can't get the extension in there. I'm not exactly sure how we're going to get to them. Okay, this just got very interesting. So they don't want you serving this thing at all. Absolutely no part of it do they want you servicing. Okay, well that's too bad for them. Let's see. That's not going to go down quite far enough. Yeah, it won't go down far enough either. Cheese. I think it exceeds the depth of an Allen key. Far exceeds it. Okay, well, I'm going to have to cut the video off here and think about this for a minute. I think I may be able to get the top off without undoing those other bolts. There's a couple of screws here, and then it looks to me like this piece is kind of separate, so let's see if I could just get that off. Can't tell if there's something else holding it or if it's ready to go. There is something else holding it. Okay, we've just passed the point of no return. You have to get it off at this point because now there's screws dropping inside there. Okay, so that was the access I needed. And what I was undoing in there were the screws around those two black pieces. And they were just kind of sitting in there like that. Kind of see them down in there. So that released it. Now we're inside the control panel, which is where we needed to get. Still something holding it. It's like a little plastic tab or something there. Okay. Alright, so here's our control panel. And for what it's worth, you can repair it from here. Screw in there. There it is. Okay. Now getting those screws back on may be a fair bit more difficult. Yeah, I don't know. That's thoroughly absurd that they would use a security bit there. Have to do that. Well, anyways, that's kind of irrelevant because now I can at least do the repair. I'll try and figure that out some other time. Thought about drilling them out, maybe I'll do that. Replace them with regular screws. Enough slack to work with there. Yeah, I can't work like that. This has got to come apart. It just has to. And I have to drill out those stupid screws. I'm going to drill them out because that's ridiculous. Actually, it's only the one on the top there that's... This one over here is a regular Phillips. And this one over here is a regular Phillips. It's just... this one and this one that are funny man. So I think I'm just going to drill those two out, and these other two should be enough to hold it in place, I would think. Okay, that's a regular screw. That's out. That's a regular screw. That's out. So it's just those two. I think I can use this bit and just drill them right out. I think I'm going to do that. Okay, I think that's both of them. Okay, now we're inside. So now we can repair it. It's just ridiculous. You shouldn't have to do that. Now I may be able to pull those out with a vise or something. Maybe not that one. I went down too far on that one, but probably could pull that one out. Put a regular screw in there. Doesn't really matter. I think it'll be plenty secure with just the two regular screws. Okay, I'm going to pause for a moment to clean up the metal shavings, and then we'll get back on the video. Okay, so now let's take a look and see what kind of switch we have here. I have to cut some of these wire ties to get the access that I need. And this is in fact just a giant shaded pole motor in here, which is kind of comical. I've never seen one that big. It's a C-frame shaded pole motor. And this goes to show that these can be made correctly, because if we take a look at the spin down here, the bearings are perfectly smooth still. And this thing's been around for years and years and years. It runs all the time, and it's never been serviced. So everything's just fine with that motor. And it's just a basic C-frame motor. So they can be made correctly, as companies just choose not to. So with that aside, let's take a look at the switch. We have the 3-speed switch for the controls. And more screws here that don't even fit in there. They did not make this easy at all. So we have the 3-speed switch, which is the problem, and then we have the ionizer control, I think, as well. That's in here. Ugh, there's electronics. Well, maybe not electronics, probably just the PC board. I know there's a whole bunch of capacitors and stuff in there. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Well, here's the problem. This is the switch that's causing an issue. Hoping this is something simple. This is a simple switch, and it's not looking like it. It's looking like it's a weird switch. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then lines. So it's let's see here, 1, 2, 3. Out of the motor we have red, brown, and red, brown, and white. And then this one, this pink wire gets connected to the brown, and then the brown goes in here. Oh, this is, you know why this is complicated is because there's an ozonator thing in here. Okay, so yeah, that's the problem. It's because it's got the ozone thing and it's got the timer. Well, what I could probably do is just get a 4-position switch. I guess it's not that weird. I'm just confused because I thought it was a 3-speed. Well, it is a 3-speed. It's a 3-position switch. But yet for some reason, alright, let's get the multimeter out here and see what's going on. We'll take some continuity readings and let's see how the switch behaves. I mean, I thought it was just a basic 3-speed motor, but obviously it's a little bit more complicated than that, which is annoying because it really shouldn't be. Okay, so this is sitting like this. This is on here. That should be off. So we should have put the meter here for the line. And that should go nowhere, theoretically, if it's off. Okay, let's start again. It's always good to pay attention. Nothing. Nothing. That just came out of there. I don't want that to come out. Before I lose the wires here, let me grab my paper. I'm going to make a diagram, because then I can just take the wires out and it won't be an issue. So let's see here. 1 is red. 2 is yellow. 3 is pink. 4 is, I guess that's black. Yeah, that's black. And 5, well, there's no 5, but line, well, that's obvious. The line goes to switch to board. Okay, so now I can just take all these wires out and deal with the switch by itself. Okay, so off. We're going to look for no continuity anywhere. You know what? I gotta cut this off too. This is just too agitating to work like this. This is gotta go. Okay, now I can look at the switch with some degree of ease. So this should be all nothing at off, which it is. So let's go to 1. And of course we have to take into account the fact that the switch is kind of flaky, so we may not get anything right away. I would expect that should give us 1. So we're getting 1. We're getting 1 and 4. And nothing over there. Okay, so let's see here. I gotta get another piece of paper. Position 1, or I guess according to this, it would be position 3. Position 3 is 3 and 1 and 4. 1 plus 4. Okay. So let's see. Let's see what number 2 produces. Three and 2. Okay. 2 is 3 plus 2. And then let's see number 1. One is 4 plus 3. This is a stupid funny man filter. Yep, that's 4 and 3. 1 is 4 plus 3. Oof, okay. So I gotta find a switch that does that. Yeah, that's not gonna be easy.